Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So as we all know, unfortunately just recently there was an assassination attempt on the former President Trump's life during a rally he was holding in Pennsylvania. Now, one bright side about this entire situation, there were a lot of people who came from all sides, Democrat, Republican, left, right, conservative, liberal, black, white, whatever, who were all coming together and saying that this was wrong. They were condemning what happened. Now, of course, you got the people who are out there who are saying some other things that's disrespectful, let's just be honest. But people came from all backgrounds condemning what happened. It is good to know that we can be united on at least one thing or another one, because usually in America we're divided on everything. Now, there's some issues that I have concerning this situation. Other people are talking about other things. These are the concerns that I have. Now, first of all, there are some people who feel like this was staged. I don't know for sure. Now, I am aware that there have been some people who had prophesied that something like this was going to happen. People don't want to listen to these kind of things, but then when it happens, they want to be shooked, confused, befuddled, and they don't want to believe it. But once again, when this stuff actually happens and what's been prophesied and talked about actually does happen, they want to act ignorant. Like they didn't know that these people had been saying this entire time. And when I talk about people prophesying, I'm not talking about the predictive programming by the industry in these TV shows and the media. I'm talking about people who have a relationship with God, Yeshua, an actual relationship, who are faith-based, who are saved and Holy Ghost filled for real, who are anointed by God, who get their information straight from Yeshua in a spiritually legal way, unlike these other people who tap into all kind of dark forces to get certain information or do crazy stuff to get their information. Besides that, like I said before, some people are trying to say that it's staged. My main concern is the way it was handled. So a lot of people were saying that the security, the Secret Service individuals, or at least the people who were supposed to be checking people to make sure that they were not bringing weapons on the premises to make sure this person didn't get in, were lax, so to speak, and that there was a lapse, if you will, in their protocol. And I'm just really not believing that, or I'm having a hard time believing it, because this is a former president we're talking about. This is Trump, for crying out loud. Am I really supposed to believe that they became laxed? That's why this happened, because a lot of people were really angry, the Trump supporters, trying to figure out how this really happened, how this person slipped in to be able to do this to begin with. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. Also, with the response, once again, the way it was handled, when the shots first were fired, he got down, everybody behind him got down. I know a lot of people were probably saying to themselves, why aren't these people running for the hills, so to speak? Well, it is technically a bit safer to hit the deck, so to speak, to get on the ground, because if you stand up and try to run, you kind of make yourself a target, easier to get hit when shots are being fired. It's better to stay low to the ground and try to crawl to safety, easier that way. So I can understand why they all ducked and paused for a moment. Now, meanwhile, the Secret Service men came all around doing their job, formed a, body shield, if you will, around him, putting their lives at risk. And please spare me the, that's what they're supposed to do. Meanwhile, they're trying to get him off the stage, and he refuses to move because he's trying to be extra, do the fist pumps. He literally risked these people's lives unnecessarily to get in some fist pumps so he could brag about not being hit. I believe the word that he mouthed, if I'm not mistaken, was fight, I think. I thought he was saying, oh, you missed. Again, putting the Secret Service, their lives in danger because you want to get your lick back, because you want to brag, because you want to tease. Oh, you missed me. Instead of getting off the stage in a timely fashion to help increase his safety and the safety of the people risking their lives to protect them. It was just a bit much for me. And also a lack of wisdom. I'm trying to be nice. You're standing in the same spot that you literally got shot at, prolonging the amount of time that the person can actually shoot at you again, once again, so that you can brag about not being shot. I would be more concerned about getting the heck out of Dodge so that they wouldn't have a chance to try and shoot at me again. Then you had all the supporters who were cheering and chanting USA behind him while standing up instead of also getting the heck out of Dodge, maybe in a timely fashion. Like I said, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the lack of wisdom and safety that went into all of this. And that is a part of the reason why a lot of these people who think it was staged think that it was staged. They feel like he was trying to almost make himself a martyr so that he can ensure his victory. People were saying, oh, well, if he wasn't already going to win, then he's definitely going to win now. That's something that I said in a previous video. More than likely, he's going to win unless something crazy happens, because that's just how our government is going. Another reason why people thought it was staged was because of how he went down, how long it took the Secret Service to get to him, and then when he popped back up, people felt like, it was fake blood on him. Oh, he had time to put some ketchup on his ear, etc., etc. Now, they were saying, like I said, that he was grazed by a bullet, allegedly. Now, some people were alleging, even the news was alleging at one point in time, that the teleprompter was damaged and glass from the damaged teleprompter might have been what actually cut him, but they are saying that it was an actual bullet that did damage. That's what they're claiming. Allegedly. One reason why I'm not too quick to say it was staged is because there was one person who was actually deleted, unfortunately, and prayers need to be sent up for that person's family. It's unfortunate that this happened because somebody was so out of their way to try and get back at him for whatever reason. People never think about the other lives that are on the line, and allegedly 2 other people were hurt during this unfortunate event. People need to be thinking about this. The families of the deceased individual, the person or the people who were hurt, who now have to spend their time in the hospital recovering money towards medical bills. But people don't think about these things. Now, they haven't identified completely the person who did this. Allegedly, it was some, if I'm not mistaken, 20-year-old from Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. They haven't completely identified the person. People are waiting for them to. They're waiting for answers, and they're waiting for an explanation as to why this person might have did what they did. Of course, the shooter, whoever it is now deceased because they made him deceased, or her deceased, whoever it was, on the spot once they figured out where they were shooting from. But people are waiting, like I said, for answers to see what all this was for. Was it just plain hatred? Was it just mad at the guy? Was it somebody who had an agenda? People might think that's far-fetched. They might think, oh, who would want to go out of their way to do this to this guy? People do stuff like this actually quite often. They get upset because certain politicians are in alignment with certain mindsets and policies that they don't like. This could have been somebody who got mad at him because of his stance on abortion. I'm not saying that that's it specifically. I'm just using that as an example. It could literally be anybody who got mad because they are in opposition to his administration or whatever his stance is on something, and they decided to do this as a way to get back, so to speak. We don't know particularly what it is. Although we do know this is a sign that our country is going further and further to the trash. I've said this before. The morals, the state of our community, society, the economy, it's been going to the trash for some years now, decades even. And this is just another sign. People need to stay awake, so to speak. They need to pay attention, be prayerful, have a relationship with God. Make sure you have everything together. Make sure you are where you're supposed to be, or you're getting there. Because at the rate that we're going, things are only going to get worse from here. Be prepared is what I'm saying essentially. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.